Let's move on to the next segment.
Yes.
And okay, of all the segments we've had about crazy stuff going down, this literally is like one of the craziest. I mean, the only good thing about this segment is like no one died. Other than that, the whole thing is a dumpster fire. So
Is it in our favorite place?
no, but this state is gaining on our favorite place. Yeah. So this is a segment about non-medical doctor naturopaths doing plastic surgery. And I can't even believe that
It's a naturopath.
Naturopaths, did I spell it right? Yeah, I did spell it right. So yeah, and I want to thank at Suburban Bella on X. This is an emergency medicine doctor that was posting about this, and I saw her thing, and I was like, what in the world? At Suburban Bella, thank you for putting this out there, because I think this is a story people need to know about. So we've done a ton of segments about non-plastic surgeons doing plastic surgery, but it's always been a general surgeon, an internal medicine doc. It's been a medical doctor.
Yeah, an MD, yeah.
It's been an MD. This is a story of a non-medical doctor, naturopath, which we don't hear about naturopaths here.
I feel like that's a opposite character. 'Cause
Yeah.
you wouldn't expect somebody who believes in
to do plastic surgery,
natural
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
to put like
Well, at the end of the day, it comes down to money.
Yeah.
It's all about money.
For sure.
So this is a non-medical doctor, naturopath, doing plastic surgery, and even worse, the laws in Arizona, which is where this went down, are protecting them from any repercussions. Like, this story is freaking unbelievable. Okay, so this happened a few years back. This didn't just happen, but it's kind of becoming more known now.
Yeah.
So there was a guy named Bruce Tucker who wanted to go get liposuction done, and he got sucked into one of these, cosmetic centers that is, not run by a,
the naturopath.
Yeah, that was run by a naturopath named Jose Ortiz.
Okay.
And so the complaint is that they did this under local anesthesia, which I think is a bad idea to do any significant amount of liposuction under local anesthesia. And the reason they do that is no anesthesiologist would put the patient to sleep for a naturopath. That's just insane. And so he had a bunch of severe pain during the surgery and had a bunch of complications afterwards. Nothing that was close to death.
Yeah.
But he had a bunch of complications.
And he's straight up awake.
And he's straight up awake, yeah.
Getting this
So
done.
this story just gets worse. So Mr. Tucker filed complaints, 15 of them, against Jose Ortiz, this naturopath, with the Arizona Naturopathic Physician Medical Board. And the medical board outright dismissed them, saying that Ortiz did not practice outside of his scope, which is insane. So I had to look up, what can a naturopath do? And it varies state to state. And I think in Texas, naturopaths are not a thing, because I never hear about them. Maybe I'm wrong, but only 23 of 50 states will allow naturopaths to practice medicine.
And I guess Arizona's one of them.
Arizona's one of them. Most states will not let naturopaths practice actual medicine. They can make recommendations on, preventative stuff and things, but they won't let them actually practice.
Vitamins, supplements.
Yeah, right, stuff like that. So I had to look up, what can a naturopath do? And some states allow them to do minor procedures, like stitch. If you get cut, they're allowed to stitch someone up. Never are they allowed to do surgery. That is absolutely insane. I mean, a non-medical doctor doing surgery, to me, is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, that is straight up.
So this naturopath board, which obviously is a giant joke, said that, oh yeah, it's fine for this guy to do surgery under local in his office. Those people are clowns, clown show. So he also filed a malpractice suit, right? So he filed complaints against the board, but also filed a civil malpractice suit against this guy. And this is where the story gets even more off the rails.
Nature, whatever his face is, he seems like he has some connections.
Maybe he does.
Protecting him.
Well, get a load of this. So the judge dismissed the lawsuit because the plaintiff couldn't find an appropriate expert witness. So they had a naturopath and they had a plastic surgeon who were willing to testify against this guy, saying that he was practicing outside of his scope. And the judge said that you have to find a naturopath that does plastic surgery for it to be an appropriate expert witness. And the naturopath they have obviously doesn't do plastic surgery, because they don't do plastic surgery or surgery. And the plastic surgeon they brought is not a naturopath. So they couldn't meet the qualifications of of finding an expert witness that was a naturopath that did plastic surgery.
But I feel like they would have been able, a plastic surgeon, like any good plastic surgeon in Arizona would have said, this guy should have not
Of
been
course,
doing that.
every single one of them would, but the judge was saying because the plastic surgeon's not a naturopath, he can't be an expert witness against one. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? Well, if according to that, this guy could go and do heart surgery and totally kill someone, and there would be no civil suit because they would never find a heart surgeon that's a naturopath.
That's a weird thing.
Right. So the Arizona law is protecting this guy, and all his lawsuits were dismissed, even though this guy is wildly practicing outside of his scope. It's just literally insane.
Sounds
and even
made
the
up.
judge was like, well, it sounds like that this is kind of a loophole, but I'm not allowed to, change the law. And so all of these like physician groups, like the American Society of Plastic Surgery and the Arizona Society of Plastic Surgery, are now lobbying the lawmakers. They're like, look, this is a problem because the law is basically saying that you have to find an expert that does the same thing as the person who shouldn't be doing what they're doing anyway for them to.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, so
It's
if
insane.
somebody gets arrested for murder, they have to go out and find another murder to be like, yes, I am a murderer.
Right, yeah,
and
it's
I did something bad.
It's
I
something
think.
silly like that
Like-
where you're trying to find something that doesn't exist in order to hold somebody accountable for doing something that is just wildly, outside of their scope.
I wonder
Also,
what
this same
other-
guy,
Has he done anything else?
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. Also, this same guy, Jose Ortiz,
Mr. Ortiz.
also had a complaint against him with the Naturopath Board because he allowed an unlicensed medical assistant to perform procedures on patients in his office when he wasn't there with no supervision. Yeah, totally sketch. And then also the Naturopath Board did nothing about that. Like this Naturopath Board is just, I don't know who these people are, but they're obviously protecting these naturopaths from doing stuff that they obviously should not be doing. Like, I mean, it's just,
It's a cult.
It's inexcusable, honestly. I mean, people are going to get hurt because these people are allowed to either do the wrong things or do things outside of their scope. And, I mean, at the end of the day, we should be protecting patients because you can't leave it up to the patients to know what's right and what's wrong. I mean, yes, I would like to believe that someone who maybe watches our show would know that if you're going to have surgery, that you should go to someone who's actually trained and qualified to do it.
Yeah.
But the reality is the average person doesn't know.
Nope.
And so even like, some doctors don't know which boards are real or whatnot. And you can make a website that says literally anything, and make it look like you're totally legit when you really have no idea what you're doing. So, I really think that Arizona lawmakers are putting the patient, putting patients in harm's way by not, regulating this and having laws around that don't hold people accountable for doing bad things. So Arizona, you suck. Get your crap in order. What are you trying to do? Like
He's coming after you.
Yeah, right. Like, come on. This is like Florida stuff, man.
It
I mean, this
is.
is craziness. I'm really unhappy about this segment.
You want to know what I want to know?
What?
Is that guy from Florida that killed somebody in his office, and then remember
Yeah,
that segment, and then he put them in.
Oh, right.
they
He
found his
actually committed
stuff.
murder. Yeah, he
Yeah.
killed the lawyer.
Yeah, but it was they found blood in a bathroom, and
Yeah,
then they found
he
his
killed
blood
him in the
in
bathroom. Yeah, I remember that story. That
I
was
wonder
an
what
interesting
happened
story.
to him.
Oh, well, he was obviously guilty of murder. Like, they had him on video lugging the body out. So I assume that they prosecuted. I'll look it up for you, Sarah. I'll have to remember that guy's name. It'll be easy to find if I just type in Florida plastic surgeon murder. It'll pop up. I mean, of course, unfortunately, it'll probably pop up multiple
Yeah, I
stories.
was like, I don't know about that.
I'll have to wait.
Be a couple of them probably.
Anyway, all right. That story really got me fired up. I'm glad I'm not doing the third segment because I feel like it would taint this third
You
segment.
need to take a road trip to Arizona and boycott the
Yeah, I'll be like
naturopaths.
one guy out there with the sign, like, you suck, board.
You definitely got fired up. It went from super professional to
Yeah.
You suck.
Arizona, you suck.
You suck.